Hello. Welcome to episode 6 of the Backrow Boys podcast. Before we get into the main episode, the Backrow Boys as a whole just wanted to shed light on the recent events that happened in Uvalde, Texas. I'm sure everyone's heard about it at this point, where a gunman took the lives of, I believe, 21 innocent individuals. Without politicizing anything, we do want to give our condolences to all the families that had their loved ones, small children. I believe it was 18 children and 2 teachers that lost their lives a few days ago in Uvalde, Texas. Us as a whole, and I'm sure Abby and Chris will agree with me, are praying for the families. I can imagine what it's like to lose, I believe it was 8 and 10-year-olds. So hearts go out to the families, and we just want to give our support as the Backrow Boys. And finally, before we get into our episode, we just wanted to give a moment of silence for all the lives that were lost. Hello. Welcome to episode 6 of the Backrow Boys podcast. I'm your host again, Stan the Man, backup quarterback, taking the reins once again. Like we mentioned before, Toby's still on injured reserve. I think those vocal cords still need a little bit of healing. Also, the contract negotiations are not going very well. I'm sorry, but you might be seeing this face a little bit more. Hopefully not, but Toby should be coming back here shortly if his damn agent can just get those negotiations down a little bit. So
cut the zebra cakes down.
The zebra cakes, no more zebra cakes, please. I think he's spending too much time at BJ's.
The restaurant.
The restaurant.
But man, if people never listen to any of our episodes, they wouldn't understand any of these inside jokes.
Yeah, they need to. Hey, this is a sign to keep going back to the old episodes and watch them. But I'm here again with my 2 lovely co-hosts. I'll start with the Dark Master himself, the most electrifying man in Dallas, Texas. For all your real estate needs, call Ebby Matthew. What's up, Ebby?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Doing good. Again, man. It's another game day. Mavs playing. I can't believe we won the last game. So
can't believe it, man.
Hey, what are y'all's predictions? Quick predictions right here. What do y'all got, Ebby?
Man, I mean, if we can keep attacking the paint, and I think that's how we're gonna get it, man. Because then those opportunities for those threes will come. Because if we just live and die by 3, we're gonna die. So
yeah, I think Mavs in 7. So
yep,
Mavs in 7. So yeah,
no, I think I agree with Ebby. We just gotta. I mean, I think really play good some defense. Just got to make sure they don't get those runs. Their runs are crazy. Like it's like you're up by 20, next thing you know, it's 10. But it's got to eliminate those. We're back in San Fran now, right?
Yeah, Golden State today. So we'll see. One game at a time. But yeah, the other host, that voice you heard was the other co-host. We got the Reverend himself, the leader of Chris Nation, Chris Matthew, aka C-Mac. What's up, Chris?
What's up, y'all? Happy to be here. Episode 6, y'all. It's crazy. We're at 6 now.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I think each episode was almost an hour, right? Yeah. We got 6 hours of content. We got hundreds of views on every episode. I don't know what you guys are doing, but keep doing it. So those numbers are definitely going up. Like we mentioned before, I don't think this episode is going to drop. This might be a little future, but by the time this episode drops, we should have a winner for our giveaway. But keep an eye out on Instagram. Whoever your lucky winner is, enjoy your Chick-fil-A on the Backrow Boys. But again, that's a public service announcement. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Apple Music, Spotify, and again, you might be the lucky winner for some future giveaways. So keep an eye out there. How'd y'all feel about the last episode? So it was fun. I guess it's us 3 again from last time. So y'all had fun last time?
No, it was fun, man. It was a good conversation I felt like we had. And, I love the momentum. I love that the fans are watching. So shout out to all the Backrow Boys fans who are watching, supporting, snapping us, that you're watching it during your work from home days. Appreciate you guys. Keep doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, the episode was fun. Definitely craving some Brahms today. Definitely not craving Subway. So Jared. Nah, but it was fun conversations. Happy to be back and talk to y'all again.
Yeah, I had a lot of haters about the Subway. So I think Ebby's the only one. There's a reason he was getting these free coupons, because nobody else wanted them. They're like, hey, this guy keeps buying Subway. Let's just keep sending him.
Just send it to Ebby's house.
I'll take them all.
Man, but yeah,
those coupons are pretty good though. $6 coupons or $6 foot long or something.
Yeah, it's like 6. I think it's like you buy one get one free or something like that. So it's crazy.
Oh man,
yeah,
dang, 2 foot longs.
Too many carbs. Man, yeah. When from our last episode, I know we had a lot of people that were snapping me, or I don't know, Snapchat. I think y'all just sent me the pictures of people snapping, watching, working from home, like you were mentioning. So, man, that's one of the things I wish I got to do. So, of course, for the viewers that don't know, I'm a PA, so I have to go into the clinic and take care of patients, right?
What's a
Um,
PA?
physician assistant, or assistant to the physician, as office fans would get. Pretty much, I mean, nurse practitioner, PAs are very similar in kind of what they do. I work in a family practice, and I'm pretty much people's healthcare provider. So just take care of their daily needs. But my big thing is, I pretty much have to go into the clinic. I know both of y'all work from home, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yes, sir.
And
And
how's
shout
that
out
work
to
from home
Stan.
life?
He's my physician. So I don't know if this violates HIPAA, but
Yeah, I think that's HIPAA, but I think it's your HIPAA, so it's okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna sue you still.
To answer your question, I mean, yeah, I work at home. I work at a company called Cigna. I do marketing for them. But I mean, honestly, yeah, shout out to Cigna over here.
Shout out.
No, but I like it. I mean, I'm probably one of the few people before the pandemic. I always thought, why do I need to come into office to do things on a computer that I could just do at home? So for me, when the pandemic started, it was honestly like a blessing in disguise, because I just like being home. Like, I feel like for me personally, I have a good balance, especially now. I remember the first month during the pandemic, dude, I didn't do any work. I was just literally just watching TV, Netflix, ordering in food. Like, I didn't care. I was like, yeah, we'll be back into the office like a month or two, and this will be back to normal. But man, 2 years went by. My job went 100% remote. It's been the best time ever. But now it's like I have a balance. I know what time to wake up in the morning. I got like a routine going on. I got my meeting set in the morning. So honestly, like, it's been a great situation. So I've been liking work from home, to be honest. So
do you ever feel like house locked? Like, I feel like there's some people that get up, take a shower, get ready, and then they sit at their desk and are there, and then they don't leave the house unless they're either going to the gym or working out, or I can see some people just get up, do that, and then just go straight to the couch and watch Netflix or something like that. What do y'all feel about like work from home like that? Or do you feel like you have a good balance?
I think me personally speaking, like, I definitely have a good balance. I think I have my morning time before I start work. I go to the gym really quickly, just take care of that part, get that part done with, come back to, log into work, have some coffee, go into my meetings. But I hear this a lot too from my other coworkers, where like, man, we missed like going to happy hours. We miss like seeing each other. For me, I'm like, I'm good. Like, because for me, and if my coworkers are listening to this, please forgive me, but I don't really see my coworkers as my friends or my family. I just,
oh God.
And so, because I feel like I already have my friends that are set. I have my family that's set. Like, I don't need really anyone else. I know that sounds really bad. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this.
This guy's ruining the company culture.
There goes the company culture.
Yeah. He's going to come back next week. He's like, hey guys, I'm going full time on this podcast because I got fired.
What's the salary
range? Bump my salary, please. No, I feel the same way though. I love work from home. Like, just like Evie was saying, I mean, at first when it happened, none of us thought we were going to do this for the rest of our lives, but I think COVID wasn't good in general, but work from home, I think, is definitely like one of the pros that came from it. Because I think even in general, like, it helps people with their mental, like, just like mental health too. Because like you're able to have more balance. Like, you can, if you need to check off like 30 minutes to do something, or, you need to take a break, you can do that, but you can still get your shit done. So I think that's like the best part of it. So for me, what I do is I'm a customer success manager at a tech company called Blackbod. So I basically work with our clients to just understand how to use the software and do like trainings and demos and stuff, and here and there have to do some business reviews. So it's cool. I like it. Before that, I was actually in ministry doing campus with InterVarsity, so campus staff. So
the reverend.
Yeah, those are the reverend days, but it's a little different. But yeah, I think work from home, man, it's just so nice. Like, you can't beat it, So hopefully that doesn't. I can't imagine like being stuck in traffic again and having to drive like an hour. So I don't know if y'all had to do that. Well, Stan, your work is pretty close, right?
Yeah, the crazy thing. So, like, before I worked here in family medicine, I worked in orthopedic surgery, and I would drive. My work wasn't too far. It was about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and that commute's not bad because I would take it early in the mornings. But once I switched my new job, which is literally a 5-minute drive, even that 20-minute commute just seems such a burden. So it's like one of those things when you go to something that's much more convenient, even something that I did all the time before just seems like a burden. So, but again, I think I always see these studies. They're like, hey, would you take a $10,000 pay cut or a $20,000 pay cut if you could reduce, 30 minutes on your commute or even like 15 minutes on your commute? And a lot of people would say no, but if you look at the statistic, those 15 minutes or 30 minutes definitely add up over time. So there's so much more that you could be doing within that allotted time period too. And of course, I think it plays into your mental health, right? So again, sometimes like you were mentioning, Chris, when you're driving and you're stuck in traffic, sometimes people get really mad. There's road rage, apparently, especially with everyone moving to Texas. The traffic is just getting worse and worse all the time. So I can't even imagine the drives, even though I did it all the time before.
No, it's crazy too. Like, I think we now are starting to see like the amount of people that's moved to Dallas. Like, I feel like anytime when I go run errands or have to go do a showing for a client, I just feel like the commute is just insane sometimes because it's like people are just like it's bumper to bumper traffic, and it's just like because like I don't know if you guys know the stats, but from last year alone, 95,000 people moved to Dallas, and
Oh,
so
wow.
I feel like we're feeling the effects now because people are going back to the offices, and because my job, I'm not going back to the office, but I know for my wife, Roshni, she's going back to the office soon, and so like that just I feel like throughout the rest of this fall, going to the fall, or especially next year, like people who have to go back to the office, it's going to be back to a normal situation, and traffic is going to be just like we're going to experience here in Dallas, LA type traffic, California type. I mean, sorry, California
Sheesh.
or New York type traffic. It's going to be crazy, man.
Man, could you guys ever, or I guess Abby, could you ever imagine like, so we were 2 years work from home, then have to go back in like full time? Like, I feel like that change would just be way too drastic for me.
Dude, I cannot do it because I feel like even like there's certain things I do and now my work at home job that I have to do. Because if I go back to the office, I feel like, oh crap, so how long am I gonna be here today? Like, because certain things I do at my job, I can like plan around meetings and whatnot. Like I've had times where I've taken like a 20-minute nap or a 30-minute nap and then got back to work or whatever. And
Yeah.
some people are probably listening as well. I feel like you do that more often, but no, that's not true. But
Well, I think
just
I think
the
one of the
20.
things is to like I think there's gonna be so much more influx of jobs that you can do from just home, right? Like you mentioned, I'm sure even before y'all could have done y'all's jobs at home, but you go into your work, go to a cubicle, and pretty much can do the same things in a cubicle in an office versus what you can do probably at a home office too.
Exactly.
So,
right.
but I think there's an underrated aspect too, which is again, you're at home, and I think it can also take a toll on, we talked about mental health before. I think just being at home itself can take a toll on mental health too, because you're not having that social interaction. I think sometimes it's good to because that's one of the things I love going to my job too, right? So of course part of my job I have to go in, but a lot of times I love just seeing my coworkers. A lot of them
Nice.
are around my age, so I think that's one thing that's very underrated too, because if you think about it, you're spending at minimum probably 40 hours a week with these same people every single day. You probably see your coworkers more than you see your family. I see my coworkers more than I see you guys, right? So you have to kind of like them. And again, like Abby was saying, you don't have to be friends with them, but you can't like dislike them is my thing, right? And I feel
For
like
sure.
everyone's going to have kind of those people that they don't get along with. But for my job, I think I'm very blessed because I love kind of all my coworkers. I think management's awesome. So I think that's a very underrated aspect too, between the work from home life and actually going into the office too.
No, that's a good
Actually,
point.
I actually have a question for you. So
Mhm.
what made you get into being a PA? Like, was that your dream job, or is that something that you just wanted to get into, or how did that all go about?
Yeah, so for me, man, it was growing up, we're brown, right? So I think all of our parents were like, hey, you either got to go into medicine, you got to be a lawyer, or you got to go be an engineer, right? So my mom has been a nurse. I think she's been a nurse now for 26 years. So medicine was always kind of my forefront and things that I wanted to do. And I think younger Stan, he was very superficial. He was like, all right, I wanted to the best job that I can make the most money. right? So I wanted to be a doctor. I think I wanted to go to med school, go to be a doctor, and make the best money I could and just have big lavish lifestyle. And I took my MCAT. I applied for med schools, and didn't get in first couple of times that I applied. So after a year or two of trying to apply, I was like, all right, I gotta kind of look for those next steps. So I actually cast that net wide. I applied for healthcare administration. I applied for a podiatry school, which is a foot doctor. I applied for, I almost went back to do my computer science at UT Austin. So, and I got into that, and I got into a post-bac program at Texas A&M, which I ended up going to. But at the end of the day, I wanted just a career, and I think the more I looked at it, for to be a doctor or even a healthcare provider, you really, really have to love what you do or kind of go into, especially being a doctor, right? Being a doctor is, 8-9 years of your life just for school itself. And I think once PA school is 2 years. And once I got out of PA school, I was like, man, I like medicine, but I don't love medicine. So for my thing is I'm big on the work-life balance. So to answer your question really short, I could go a little bit longer with this, but I cast the net wide, but I think everything happens for a reason. I'm glad that I went kind of the way I did. I actually majored in biology. If I could go back, I wouldn't do that because biology is not a major that you can really do anything with besides teach. I would probably have done like accounting or finance or business or engineering and just do my prereqs for kind of med school or PA school, things like that. I think that would have been the smartest way to do it, because even if I didn't get in, at least I would have had a backup.
Man, I feel like none of us knew that growing up. Like I hear people doing that now, and I was like, man, no one told me that. Like that would be such a smart way to do it. Do like accounting, and then if you want to go like PT or OT or speech pathology, like you could still do that if you do the prereqs, right? Like now, at least now our next generation knows how to play that system.
What was y'all's majors?
Well, I think me and Chris both did
marketing, baby. Yeah. Both at UNT. So
UNT.
Wait, Ebby, you use your major, right? Like you're helping with marketing, and that's kind of what your role is, right?
Yeah. Well, when I started, the first company I was at, I was like doing more account managing. And so for like healthcare clinics and stuff like that, but then that slowly just transitioned into more marketing, advertising. And then I worked at Blue Cross for a long time, for about 6 years. And now I'm at Cigna. I'm going on a year and a half right now with Cigna. So, and I switched over because, I just assumed that I'm going to be at Blue Cross for a while. But then during the pandemic, I was like, man, I really want to change. And, I want to get more opportunities, more leadership roles. And I had a friend that was over at Cigna, and they just gave me this opportunity. So I was like, you know what, why not just take a leap of faith and go for it? So
what do you do specifically? Because my question is, I feel like all my friends that do business or, marketing or finance, finance is a little bit more easy to remember, but like business, I think it's the most broad, because like there's so much that you can do. Because one of my best friends, he works in, he has a business degree and he does business, and he tells me all the time what he does, but every single time it just goes over my head because it doesn't make sense. And it's weird because like I feel like my job's easy. I just take care of people, prescribe medication, things like that. Right.
Yeah, that's so true.
But I feel like business is so broad. So I feel like, two people can have a business degree, but do completely different jobs.
Oh, for sure. Because I feel like PA is probably same at almost every hospital, right? But like my job, customer success can look different at a different company, or account management can look different, or like Ebby with marketing probably looks way different at different companies.
So what do y'all do specifically, I guess, is my question. If you had to like specify like, hey, this is what I do on a day-to-day basis, because that's how I try to visualize it for most people. I was like, hey, when you go to work, what do you do? Like, do you get in front of a computer? Do you spreadsheets? Do you like Zoom people and like talk them through like, hey, this is what you need to do? Could you kind of explain that?
It's funny. I feel like if you talk to a lot of business people, or if you're in the business world, like it's pretty much meetings all day long. And people always ask me like, when are you doing work? I'm like, maybe like the last 30 minutes of the day when I'm done with meetings. And so, because for me, like we have a morning meeting, then we have like weekly like check-in meetings, and we have weekly like team meetings. And, I'm pretty much making sure that people are doing their job and, kind of helping with their projects and seeing how everything's run. And so for us, like we have certain different projects throughout the year, where one project that I'm about to start in June, it's going to go for about 6 weeks, and just evaluating doctors and giving them like, making sure that their ratings on our online platforms are all in sync and all correct and stuff like that. So like when someone, looks for a doctor, like they know, okay, here's the correct ratings and this and that. So a lot of different things, a lot of different projects I jump on. And for me, I've always been someone that I don't really try to say no. I just kind of say yes and just kind of, take responsibility and try to show my leadership and management teams and other people. It's like, hey, I can help out. It's not a big deal. Especially with work from home, I try not to give myself too much of an excuse, because now it's like I can work in the mornings and then, in a sense, like go run an errand in the afternoon and then log back in the evening. Because a lot of times I also work from like 7 to 9, just do a couple hours before like the morning gets crazy, and so, or if I go out of town that weekend or something, I'm like, let me just work a little bit during the nighttime. And then that's a cool thing for me, because I was able to do it back in the day, just go into the office anytime because I had the access. But now just being at home, it's like, this is so much easier than driving into the office and talking to security. It's like, hey guys. So
no, my job, yeah, same thing. Like so many meetings, like you have one meeting and then you have a follow-up meeting about the meeting you just had. Like it's just, some of it's just so stupid, but same time too, it's kind of nice because you don't have to pay attention sometimes. So it's kind of like some of the internal meetings I can kind of chill, but for the most part, like my company, like the software we offer, my clients, I'm their main point of contact. So if they run into any bugs, if they need any training, if they need to, add something new, if they need to learn something, I'm the main person that they speak to. So like this can be done through email, phone call, video calls. So like next week I'm doing like a big like business review with them. So it's going to be like their leaders and our leaders together. And so different things like that. But mostly my success looks like making sure that they stay with our platform, use it, they like me. Because if they like me, then they like the company, right? So kind of what I do. But it just varies. Like sometimes I have to talk to like if they want to add a new feature, I might have to talk to like our technical team to see like what are the requirements, and then get like engineering and product involved. So it really just depends, but it's fun. Like I kind of like the cross team collaboration part. And I definitely love doing it from home. I remember when I was in the office, I actually had to go to their desk, and I hated that. I was like, it's so stupid. I have to take my desk with me and go over there. This, I'm just like, I just, Teams them or send them a message or Zoom call. So much more better.
Is this what you always wanted to do? I guess growing up, when y'all went to school, did y'all have like a dream career y'all wanted to do, or do y'all feel like y'all made it into y'all's dream career?
No, this is definitely not my dream.
Now what y'all want to do?
Hell no.
Or what did y'all want to do? Like,
okay, if I'm being honest, and no one's probably gonna believe this, but
WWE wrestler?
No, but everyone would think that, right? That I wanted to be a wrestler.
That'd be the first guess.
But I always wanted to be a firefighter.
What's stopping you?
Fires.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be the worst firefighter. Like, there's a fire. It's like, oh, who's taking care of that? It's like you're the firefighter.
No, if I'm being honest, I think firefighting, I mean, and nothing against, medical, police officers, any other service jobs, I respect it all. But I always believed firefighting is one of the coolest jobs, because it's like, yeah, and just like the other jobs, you're risking your life and you're on the front line. But man, firefighters, I don't know, something about it. It's like, I don't think they're appreciated enough, And I don't know, I always wanted to do that. And if I can go back, I'd honestly do, I'd become a firefighter, and I would, get my real estate license like I have now. But I don't know. I think that's something I always wanted to do. And I always told Roshni, I was like, I want to be a volunteer firefighter. I think I really want to do this. But she's like, yeah, you're not going to do this. So
I think you have to pass a physical test.
Yeah, exactly. I think
what are you trying to say?
Emmy's not passing the physical test.
Yeah. I think I can manage firefighters. I don't know if I can ever fight a fire.
You know the crazy thing though, like firefighters, that's not really what they do. Like I'd probably say like
mostly volunteers, right?
Yeah, no, not even like the volunteers, but like the actual like what you do as a firefighter, probably 5% of your job is actually putting out fires. Like most of your job is like, oh, somebody got an accident, you just go up there and like make sure everything, like the scene is okay, right? Because I feel like every time you see a firefighter or like a fire truck going, you think they're going to a fire. No, they're just going to like making sure the scene is okay, I feel like. Right?
Dang, that's crazy. It's like they're not even like half their job, or most of their job isn't even fire related.
Yeah. And it's crazy because a lot of it, like, I mean, their shifts are pretty crazy too. And I'm probably misquoting this, but I think they do like maybe 3 or 4 days where it's like 24-hour shifts or something like that. And so it's just like you're living at the station. And it's kind of like what you said, Dan, like they become your family kind of thing. So because I watched a show called Station 19, and I was like, man, this is so cool. Like they actually have like a life. They cook there, they work out there, they like take showers there. It's like like, their house, kind of their second home.
Man, this is off topic, but like I, as a medical provider, I hate medical shows. Like, this might be blasphemy, but like Grey's Anatomy or The Good Doctor or like House, like, because they're so like some like the more recent ones, they're more medically accurate. But like I remember the older ones, like it would be so like medically inaccurate. Somebody would go come in with a trauma and like the surgeon would come to the ER and do the surgery. I was like, no, that's not how it happens. Like, I mean, this me maybe getting a little too in the weaves, but I just medical shows, because I know like the intricacies of it. I was like, this is not how it happened, so it just pisses me off every time I see it.
No.
But a lot of people watch for the dramas, right?
Yeah, they got to make it intense, right? Make it look crazy.
What about you, Chris? What about how did you get into your career? This is what you always wanted to do, or no?
No, definitely not. Would not. I didn't think this was a career growing up, but I think growing up for me, I wanted to be a basketball player. So mine was probably even more or less likely than Ebby's. But yeah, I think I realized at the age of like 3 that wouldn't happen. So
you didn't have a dream career like you wanted to do besides about like basketball?
No, it was just basketball, dude. Grind all day, baby.
Grind all day.
You can't stop.
I mean, I guess besides that, maybe something sports related. So it would have been like a coach or like a trainer or something that related. But I mean, now since I'm in business, I just think about that stuff for what I can do next. So that's like the nice thing about business too. Like you can start somewhere and then you can always move into the different like departments and stuff. So that's kind of cool too.
Like going forward, do you have a dream?
Like
dream job or dream scenario you'd want to be into, or dream company?
No, I mean, as long as I'm working from home, I'll like it. But I think I'm still trying to figure out like what I want to do long term, Like I like what I do now, but want to see if I can get into more like Abby was mentioning, like getting more leadership opportunities or just advancing my skills, trying to get into like more like technical things. But it's just trying to figure it out. But one day I'm only I guess I can't say I'm 30 now, so kind of old. But
yeah, for me it's pretty similar for me. I love what I do. I think it's rewarding too, because I get to help a lot of people. But again, I don't want it to be my entire life, and I think that's where that work-life balance comes in, because it's kind of ironic. When I was growing up, I played sports and I was like, all right, I wanted to do something sports related in medicine. So I was in orthopedic surgery, and it was cool. I did like hip replacements, knee replacements, shoulder surgeries, things like that. But surgery is very, very, very high stress. And, it's cool initially because, you're working Monday through Friday, you have to do surgeries, and that aspect is very cool. And then, I was actually the sideline provider for some football games. So I would be on the sidelines for football games, and somebody got hurt, I would run out there, just make sure they're okay. And most of the time they were okay, right? But it was cool. I had the best views of football games. You can't beat that. And then Saturday morning you had sports clinic. But then initially, like I was mentioning, it was awesome. But then as the weeks and weeks and months go by, you realize that, hey, this is 90% of what I do on a daily basis. I had no life outside of work itself. So I definitely got burnt out, right? And I think, I lost my job during the pandemic because they stopped doing elective surgery. So, but I think that was the best like blessing in disguise, because now I have a job that's literally 5 minutes from home. The work-life balance is awesome. And I think for me, the biggest thing is go to work, love what I do. But more importantly, I love what I can do outside. It allows me to travel. It allows me to pay the bills. It allows me to, splurge on things that I want to do and spend time with my friends. Right. And I think that's what life's kind of all about, is kind of having that work-life balance. So I think very important to have a job. Like I could see myself at this career for the rest of my life. But I do want to do some crazy like side hustle. Like if the podcast blows up, that'd be awesome. If I want to remember when we tried to do Twitch streaming, Chris?
Yeah, we tried that for a little. That was a little phase, but this is not a phase, y'all. This is real.
This is real. We're gonna blow up. We're gonna blow. Hey, 6 episodes in.
I was one of y'all's guests in one of your Twitch streams.
Oh yeah, I think it died after that actually.
Yeah, I think you made a Kobe joke. Remember that?
Oh yeah. I think that's still on Twitch, so we can get that. But
yeah, we might get that.
Dude, that's
Abby, I was gonna ask, how's it been like trying to balance your two like jobs, since you kind of you have your real estate and that's like your side hustle, right? Like how's it been balancing that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I started real estate because this is something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I just never had the time to kind of like do classes or whatnot, because for me, like the way I learn, I'm like in person, visual. Like I like when it, like I don't like to do the online thing sometimes. So during the pandemic and right after I got married, I was like, man, I have so much time right now. Like, you might as well just look into it. And so looked into it, signed up for the classes and went at night pretty much. And so, now that I have my license and to answer your question, how I balance it. So pretty much what I do is like, before I was like, I meshed both of them. And so I was like, in the morning I had Cigna and then go do a showing really quick or do a client meeting and then rush back to the house. But now I think I've kind of learned like that way I feel like I'm burning myself out. So what I've done is like I pretty much gave myself a schedule where in the mornings going to like 4 o'clock or 4:30 is when I dedicate to Cigna. There's certain times during my day where like for example like a Thursday or Friday where my days are a little bit more slower. I can go meet up with the client for like lunch for example, right? Or do a showing for lunch or something, right? And so after work is when I'm like really doing some deals and meeting people and just continue networking or going to networking events. Because even just like 2 weeks ago, I went to the Byron Nelson golf tournament because one of my mortgage lenders that I'm friends with, that I partner with, he was like, hey man, I got an extra ticket and me and my dad got this whole sweet thing and free food, free drinks, and you can meet all the golfers. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so it was a good way to
That's tight.
network. Yeah, and just pass out my business card, just say hi to people. Because a lot of that stuff, like it's not like an instantaneously deal. Oh yeah, let's go buy a house tomorrow. It's gonna be like kind of plant your roots and stuff like that. But it is definitely hard. And but the good thing is it's like, I have a super loving, supporting wife, and so she's like, hey, go do it. Or she's just telling me to get out of the house. One of those. But no, I mean it's been going. It has its moments of difficulty and traffic and stuff like that. But I mean overall, it is what it is, and I love what I do. And so if anyone needs a house, call me.
Hit them up.
So Stan, I mean, so you work Monday through Friday, right?
Yeah, Monday through Friday, 7 to 4. So I have an early shift, but I get off early. So that's another thing too. I like getting off early because it allows me to do whatever I want to the rest of the day. But that means I go to sleep early too. So I'm not able to. And again, I think with getting older too, I've just seen myself sleeping earlier and earlier and earlier. I can't stay up like I used to. So the funny thing is, I remember when I went to Chicago, Chris, like we stayed out late, and I remember I take a couple naps in between. But I think that just comes with kind of age. But yeah, 7 to 4 is what I work. So. But y'all have a set time to work, or y'all have to just get your job done pretty much? Besides the meetings, do y'all just have to work around meetings? Is that how it is?
Yeah, I mean, I usually get in around 8-ish. If I just try to get my work done, and basically, like if I have an early meeting, I just have to get on for those, right? So as long as I get my work done, join my meetings, like they're not gonna complain.
Yeah, I think it's just trying to remain online, and if they need me, I'll be there, kind of thing. But I don't have any hours or anything like that. It's just more like work around meetings, work around work, just because I have a lot of deadlines. Like I have to get certain things due at deadlines. So the thing about my job is like if things are not like turned in, that's when they know like, wait, where is this guy? Like, is he not working? And then they'll start like investigating and stuff like that. And so I've seen like other coworkers that they've gotten in trouble for like goofing off and stuff. So for me, I just try to get the work done so that no one will question anything and I can be, in a sense, under the radar and stuff. Yeah.
So I guess my question is, I guess for the future, of course, when y'all have kids, do you think you'll push them to go towards a certain, I guess, what advice would you give them for kind of, going to school or going to college, or even if college is a question, right? Or are you going to be the type of parent like, hey, no question about it? Because I feel like that's how our parents were. They're like, hey, you're going to college, like after, because for some people, high school is the end, and that's okay, right? But I feel like for our parents, they're like, hey, high school's not the end. You have to go to college, and even maybe past college, do higher level learning too. I guess, have y'all ever thought about what you're going to tell your kids, or kind of advice you would give to kids or viewers that are kind of listening to the podcast?
Yeah, I mean that's actually a really great question. I've thought about this because I mean, I'm not getting any younger, so it's those thoughts are in my head and stuff like that too about the future. I think, man, I always think like if I had a time machine, I would love to go back and tell like younger Ebby at 18 and 19, like, there's so many things I wish that I knew at 18 and 19 that I know now. And I think, in the choices, so there's certain mistakes I probably wouldn't have made when I was younger that I could be better off. But I think for my kid, I think that's what the whole point of maybe having kids is like, you kind of help them along the way and they're better off. Because I mean, with all of our parents, they came to this country with, nothing in their pockets, and they definitely gave us a better future. And I think it's our jobs to give our kids a better future as well. And so, I mean, it's hard to tell because for me, I'm the kind of, and this is my perspective, in my opinion, but like, I think in the future, college is going to be very optional for people because I mean, dude, you could learn coding online in 6 weeks. Like any three of us, we can literally go to Khan Academy or all these other places and learn it in 3 to 6 weeks, and then we'll start coding.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think like college is very optional in the future. I think kids are going to have more opportunities than we did. I mean, now there's so many more avenues that they'll have than we ever did, and
Mhm.
I mean, look at us. We started this podcast, and this is an opportunity for us, and they're gonna have more things. I'm sure maybe one of our kids will be on TV one day. Who knows?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I think for me, it's yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be open as much as possible, but I want to give them a foundation because, and both of y'all can repeat what I'm about to say next is that we have all like a formula. Every Indian person or every brown person has the same formula from their parents. So it's like after high school, what's next?
Mhm. Oh,
College.
college. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then after
Yeah.
college,
I didn't know it was a question. I didn't know it was a
Yeah, I thought you were just
Q&A.
no, so pretty much college is like get a job, and after get a job, get married, and after you get married, have a kid, and it's like a cycle for all of us, or it's like a pattern. And my thing is like I always tell people, it's like if you really have a dream, go after it. Like don't let anything stop you or anyone stop you because always honor your parents and respect them. But at the same time, is like I believe the older we get, we have to kind of tell our parents like, hey, this is what I really want to do. This is like a dream of mine. This is like a passion, and kind of talk to them about it. Because I think a lot of times, like us Indian kids, we kind of like get in a situation where we don't tell our parents anything and then they get all pissed off. It's like, we're all older now. It's like we have to kind of tell them, hey, this is what I feel like going towards, and this is the industry that I want to get into. And
Mm.
when I got into real estate, like I told my parents, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go after my license and something I really wanted to do. And like, my parents were very supportive. My dad was supportive. Before he passed, like he was super supportive. And so that kind of gave me that encouragement. Okay, well, I think this is meant to be like, so, and it's one of those things, but that's my perspective.
No, I think for me, I mean, I would be in the same line as Ebby too. I wouldn't like force my kids to go to college because I feel like there's just so many opportunities. But I feel like the only way I would like, I guess, push them or encourage them is if I feel like one of the kids is like not like I just want them to be ambitious, like whether it's like, hey, like they want to go on YouTube and learn, like be ambitious about that, or if they want to go to college, like put like if you're gonna do something, just do it. Don't like just like fuck around, I guess. So that's like the only thing I care about. Because even for me, like Ebby mentioned, if I can go back in time, honestly, I guess this wouldn't be my dream job, but I would have definitely got into like more IT stuff because I feel like there's so much more money there. That's what I would tell my kids, do stuff that's like actually like more worth it, like for me personally, I don't want my kids to be a doctor or a lawyer or like engineering. Like I wouldn't mind if it's like computer engineering, but that's just me. I guess that's also because I'm in tech too.
Mm.
And I don't want my kids to go through like 8-10 years of school and stuff and make me have to pay for those debts of their school student loans. But so I would just push them in certain ways, but at the same time, like, hey, like if like Ebby said, if my kid wants to start a podcast or get on YouTube, like I'll encourage it. But if I see them like slacking off and like not really working hard, then I might be a little upset and try to have a conversation about like being more motivated. But that's how I think about it. What about you, Stan?
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like, I wanted my kids to do whatever they want. At the end of the day, I want them to be happy, right? So I think Ebby was kind of pointing at it where, our parents came here with nothing. They struggled to give us a better life. And I feel like the right thing to do would be for us to give a better life to our kids. So at the end of the day, I want them to be happy in whatever they do. Like you were mentioning, Chris, if they want to be an engineer, if they want to be a PA or a doctor or a lawyer, then I'm going to support them 100% of the way, but I'm not going to force that on them. If they want to be an artist and they want to pursue that avenue, then of course I'll be like, hey, you can do this, but what is your plan? Like, as long as they have a good like roadmap or kind of the next step or being ambitious about it, then I'm all aboard and I'll support them at the end of the day. I think my goal is, whatever my kid wants to do, I'm going to support them as much as I can, unless they're like fucking up, right? So unless they're like slacking off or taking advantage of it, right? So I think that's the big
Yeah.
thing. I'm always going to support my kids because I feel like as a parent, that's going to be the right thing to do, right? And I always think about it, if college, I think college is going to be an optional thing. I think the people it's I was listening to podcasts and like, the people that really want to do those big things, like the doctors, the engineers, you don't need to tell them, hey, go to college, or I think college is right for you, because they're going to have that drive to do that, right? But it's those people that are in the middle ground that are like, hey, I don't know what I want to do. Like, why rush to go to college when, and pay these debts and pay these student loans when you really have no idea where you could do coding, get a certificate, and be, very successful. I know there's a quote by Charles Barkley. He said, somebody asked him about his college experience. Did somebody join? What was that?
I don't know.
Someone's work.
Sorry.
No, email. Hey, you're off the clock. You're off the clock, right?
Sorry, I gotta go into a work meeting.
No, I was saying there's a quote by Charles Barkley. He said, I don't have a degree, but I have a lot of people that work for me that do. So that's one of the things
Nice.
that shows you that, you can make it big. I know there's a CEO, one of my best friends, he told me the CEO of his company doesn't have an MBA or a master's degree, but a lot of people below him do have those advanced degrees. So there's some places where you need that degree, and that it kind of gives you that flexibility. But we live in an environment where you can learn so much on YouTube or on Khan Academy, or there's so many resources, Google, certificates, Amazon certificates. So there's ways to learn, but I think you just got to be ambitious about kind of finding that.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, they call what TikTok University. Like you can learn
TikTok
anything
University.
you want, like on YouTube and stuff. So it's true, man.
I mean, yeah, there's people that like their career is just based on posting videos, like content creators, right? Like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's like this doing what you love and being passionate about it and not fucking around. That's all we care about. So, but I think it would be like it's gonna be exciting, like when we have kids, like when they're like in their elementary to middle to high school times, when they're like you see them like getting excited about different things, right? Like let's say if I see my son or daughter is like really good at like pitching an idea to someone, I'm like, oh shit, like they'd be really good in sales or something, or someone's like really good at building something, I'm like, oh shit, like they'd be good at engineering. Like I think that's going to be fun, like as a parent, to kind of see what they'll like end up doing and stuff. So one day
we got time. So
one day.
Man, sorry guys, I'm just trying to stay hydrated over here. I think this is one of the best like things I've ever bought, is my little like water bottle.
Oh my god.
So I oh my god. Oh, we all got our water, staying hydrated.
Hey guys,
So
hey, great. It's a great value drinking water.
man, the crazy thing, so I have like 5 of these water bottles, but I have them all in different sizes. So I always wanted to kind of encourage myself to kind of drink all this water. But I think it's probably one of the best investments that I made, because I always keep it around, and then every time I see it, I was like, all right, I got to drink water, got to stay hydrated. So
for sure.
But yeah.
I had a water bottle too, but now like I don't know, I like drinking out of like these just bottle water. Like I have a water bottle, but it just doesn't taste as good. What was that?
You don't have it anymore? The Brita water bottle?
Nah. I haven't had that since college.
Oh my God.
That's my thing back then.
Yeah, that's your thing.
Water is water. There's no taste. Just
there is taste. No, it's just like, I don't know. It just feels better going through this, I don't know. It's kind of
I'm telling you though, like this is one of the best things that I bought. So like probably top 3, one of the top 3 best things that I ever bought in my life. So I feel like
I think that's one of your essentials.
Essential, yeah. For sure, man. I always keep this with me. So, but I have multiple different ones. I would say this is, I think, like, let's see. This is a
number them. You number them?
18 ounce.
So, I was like, this is number 18 canister.
No. So I have a 64 ounce, which is like probably a gallon, right? So I get 64 ounce a gallon, I think so. But I always keep that with me and try to go through 2 of those a day. Maybe I can get my math right. I was in a math major over here. But definitely, one of my essential items.
That.
Do y'all have any essential items that y'all like to keep, like y'all have to have?
That's crazy that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
No, I do. So
it's not our next topic, is it? Segue
one
right
for
there.
Me, I would say is a deodorant, baby. So we don't have a sponsorship with Degree yet, but I used to do like the stick ones, and I hated it because like either like the deodorant would get on my shirt and ruin the shirt. So I don't know if you guys have been through that. Yeah. Hate that shit. Or I hate it because it's like all wet and it'll like just stay wet like this. But this one, man, it's like anti-stain and you just spray it on. Smells good.
Oh, you have a spray deodorant?
Yeah, it's nice, dude. I mean, spray it into the camera. But no, it's solid. So it lasts 72 hours too. So
as your healthcare provider, I recommend this.
What
Oh,
degree?
okay.
No, just kidding. Do y'all
Never
remember
mind.
do y'all remember the roll ones? Because I feel like I use those, like the one with the little ball. Do y'all
Yeah.
remember what I'm talking about?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember.
But I think they have like the icy hot versions. I do. I love that. I would
Oh
lather. I would
gosh.
lather that all
Gel,
over me.
Icy
gel.
hot.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah, but you got any essentials? You got another essential item over there?
okay. Well, I mean, one of my essentials was AirPods. Like and
Ooh.
it's kind of funny to say I don't have it on me right now, but I usually have it on me 24/7 because I take work calls on that thing. I even when I'm in the car, I don't do like hello. I don't do that anymore. I just put my AirPods on and just drive. Like I can't
Hmm.
hold the phone anymore for some reason.
Dude, AirPods are amazing. So I'm not a huge, so that's actually my second one, my AirPods. So I'm not a huge music person. So fans who are disappointed by that, I'm sorry. So I don't really listen to music, but like podcasts, TikTok, like Abby was saying, phone calls, like this thing is a game changer. So shout out to my brother-in-law. Him and my sister got it for Christmas or my birthday or something. And so before that, I had the wired ones, and I would wear that to the gym, and half the time that shit would just fly off or like get stuck on something and come off. And I never realized how great AirPods are. So
Hmm.
it's my
Dude,
second one.
You
even
never feel like they fall out?
no.
No,
Mm-mm.
did it
Yeah,
fall
because
out for you?
yeah, well, I feel like my ears may be shaped weird, but like when I'm at the gym, like sometimes like if I'm working out really hard, like I feel like my ears move. Like I can move my ears and then like it'll like slightly fall out. Yeah, I think though I don't know if I should be telling the story, but one time like I had my earpods in, I was using the bathroom, and then one fell into the toilet. I'm like, no, and I had to like sanitize, dude.
Oh
It was the
shit.
worst. I was so mad, but I had to like put it in like alcohol and say I like
Yeah.
let it sit there. Oh, it was the worst experience.
Golly.
Well, you know what?
That's a
I
horrible.
I have a similar situation, Stan, where like the headphones or the AirPods will fall out. So what I did is I bought these things on Amazon. It's like a cover. It's like a cloth cover. And so you just put it on the top of the or on the AirPods, and dude, they don't ever fall out. So
Nice.
yeah, so check that
I
out.
had before I had AirPods, I used to get like all the ghetto like knockoff things. So I had one and it would fall off. So it fell off, and then I was at the gym right then. Like I guess I was dropping my weights and I dropped it right onto the
Oh my
headphones. So I
God.
think I shattered. So
At least it was cheap, right? So
yeah.
yeah, at least so if it was my AirPods, I would be mourning right now.
man, Apple knows what they're doing, man. So I think one of the not an essential. I mean, I'll put it as essential, but I actually Googled one time, like way back in the days, like, hey, what are things like under $100 that will change my life? And a lot of these first like comments, they're like, hey, buy a 10-foot charger, like cord, and
Mhm.
it'll change your life. And it did. Like I could be sitting here and I have like charger, and I could just charge my phone, like, or like no matter where I was, like a charger would always be in reach. So
Yep.
I always had that, but now I feel like it's kind of being phased out because we're having like those wireless chargers and things like that,
Yeah.
or those battery packs that you can just put on your phone too. But I think that's one of my essentials. It's just a really long charger, it's gonna have, because I think it's one of those things. It's more not an essential, but it's convenience, right? So I think something that can
For
make your
sure.
life just a little bit easier is worth it in the end.
What's
One
your
of my
second one, Abby?
for me, it has to be lotion. So I gotta have lotion.
You're,
Jergens, we didn't
you're a
forget.
Jergens guy?
Jergens, baby. Yeah, we're not sponsored by Jergens, but we'll take a sponsorship if y'all are watching Jergens. But I mean, dude, I have Jergens like everywhere. Like I mean, it's just a good lotion because I mean, I used to when I was younger, I used to use the Niveas and the Vaseline ones or whatever you want to call it. Like, but dude, when I discovered Jergens in college, man, that was a game changer for me because I have really dry skin, and like right when I get out of the shower, it's like I'm already like ashy somehow, and so I'm
Like a skeleton,
yeah, I'm like,
all scaly.
I'm like, oh god, I need to put this lotion on. So right then, like I hydrate. So I put lotion on, deodorant, everything
Hydrate.
before I even leave the restroom. So, but yeah, for sure, for me, Jergens lotion, yes.
Jergens.
Dude, lotion, you need that. I hate I know most people do it, but once I get out of the shower, I hate putting lotion on. I don't know why. It's just like such a hassle to me. And I feel like it's like so much work. I start sweating when I put lotion on. I don't know about y'all, but
I get
I
you.
guess I'm staying hydrated that way too.
Do y'all have like a nighttime routine?
Mhm.
Like, do you have a skincare routine or just like a nighttime routine that you do?
It's a little bit of both. Pretty much just like, for example, like brush my teeth, then I clean my retainers, put my retainers on, then, or actually before I put the retainers on, I floss. And I got this new like water jet
Water
flosser.
water pick.
Oh yeah, those are nice.
Dude, that thing is like nice. And so got that, then retainers, take my contacts off, put my glasses on, and then cry to bed. Cry and go to sleep.
You ever use
Yeah,
charcoal
it's
to
the same thing.
brush your teeth?
No, is it good?
So apparently back in the day, charcoal was supposed to use to whiten your teeth. But then one of my dentist friends said that's destroying your teeth. And then
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
then I kept using it for a little bit. Then I was like, you know what? I'll throw it away. So I just recently threw it away. So I think it's one of
Same.
those fads. So,
Yeah, one of
Someone
those
told me
gimmicks.
you just do baking soda once a month, it whitens your teeth too.
I mean, I think I guess not most, but I think some toothpaste have baking soda already in it, right? Like Arm and Hammer, doesn't it?
let's see. I'll consult with my residential dentist and I'll get back to you on this.
Please tell us.
Yeah.
But
Don't take our
yeah,
Man, but I think my last essential, and I think it might be basic, but I'm gonna go back to 2007. You know, phone, internet, MP3. Phone, internet, MP3. You remember that Steve Jobs conference?
Yeah.
It's the iPhone, man. It's the iPhone because it's literally like everything in one. Like that's all my essentials in one. If I could only have like one thing, you know, I mean, of course, water. I'm a hydro homie, so but above all else, it's the phone because I think, especially in the era that we live in, we need the phone to contact people. If you need to look up something really quick, you can have the internet right there. If you need to listen to music, listen to podcasts, look up Reddit, look up something, you know, text people, play a game on your phone. You know, there's so much you can do with that just one device. And I remember the crazy thing is when in 2007, when it came out, it was outrageously expensive. I think it started at like $600 or $700, $800, right? But now they make it so affordable where you can jump in, even buying a used iPhone 8 for like $200, right?
iPhone 8.
Yeah, well, I'm saying like that's like probably the cheapest way you can
Oh.
kind of jump into the ecosystem, right? So, but of course, even like I think the cheapest model you can buy right now is the iPhone SE, which even then it's like 400 or $500. But that's, you know, with the software updates, they keep going and going. You buy an iPhone SE now, you can probably keep using that until 2030, like realistically.
Right.
So it's one of those things. I think that's like the number one essential item, like that can't be beat, you know, unless y'all have one that can beat that.
I don't know. I think my two that I mentioned are pretty good, but
What's your third sleeper one? Or
my sleeper one. So this one, do you guys struggle with dandruff?
I do actually.
No.
Right. So, oh dang, lucky you. So I don't know if it's, well, I guess Ebby, you were in Rowlett, but I feel like our water here is just so bad. So like my hair and my like body just gets super dry. So I've tried like, you know, the stupid Head and Shoulders. I've tried oil. I've tried scrubbing the shit. None of it worked. But then I got this thing. So it's like it's kind of like a scrub, but it gets really in your hair. So all you do is, you know, just like you put shampoo on and then you like rub it in and then you conditioner, rub it in. And dude, this thing has like saved my head. Like I have like no dandruff now because this like I guess it really exfoliates in it. So I had to put this in there, man. This thing is a game changer. And it's only like $5. So
how did you find that? Like what was your journey in getting that? Like did you look it up or something? Or somebody's like, hey, try this out?
So my wife knows I really struggle with dandruff and she sees it every day. So she was like, good Lord. So she went on Amazon and then I think she found this. So I didn't think it would be this good, but man, and it feels nice too. It's like a little massage too. So highly recommend.
That thing looks like you can like hurt someone with it too.
I know, right?
Like I was about to say, hey, no kink shaming here. I mean, like we don't want to know what he does outside the shower with that. Now for my dandruff, I use a shampoo. It's called like DHS like tar shampoo. And the other thing is, I don't know if y'all do, but I don't shampoo my hair every day. I only shampoo like 3 days a week. Because I feel like the more you shampoo your hair, the worse it gets. And the other thing, you know, I tried this one time. I did it for like a month because I would do these stupid month challenges. I did cold showers for a month and it was like the worst. Like I hated but it like so it felt so rewarding once you got done. But going into the shower, you always had like that flinch. I was like, I don't want to do it. I want to do it. But my skin got a lot better. My hair got a lot better because I feel like the heat wasn't drying out the skin.
I tried that a little bit too, but it was too hard. And it just make like I look forward to showers, you know, like when it's warm, you're like, oh hell yeah, this is relaxing. But then this just makes you like dread it. And I'm like, I already have too much things I dread in my life, so I'm gonna fix this.
I mean that's good that y'all did the challenges because I think I tried to do it for like one time, but dude, I was only in it for like 2 minutes. I'm like, okay, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yeah, fuck this.
I mean, it just, I mean, people that do that, I mean, I think they're psychotic, but I mean, good for them. I think it is beneficial for your body and stuff like that. But I mean, I don't know. It's not for me for sure.
Yeah.
What about you, Abby? What's your last one?
So my last one, I think it also could be a sleeper, but gum. For me, it's like I'm like addicted to gum. Like I gotta have I have mints in my backpacks. I got gum in all my cars. I got gum in my house. Every desk I have in the house, I have a piece of gum on it. Like I have to have gum with me. And I don't know. For me, it's like I think it's like if you meet someone or if you're having coffee or a drink or food or whatever, it's just good. Just put the thing in your mouth. I mean, gum in the mouth.
What's your brand? Which gum do you like?
I like Orbit's sweet mint, or it's like, yeah, I think it's called sweet mint. But a lot of people don't like this flavor because it's very unique, but it's a good flavor to me. So
sugar free?
It is sugar free. Yep.
Okay,
You gotta go sugar free. So
nice.
I think my go-to one is the 5, like the 5 brand.
Oh, I got you.
Dang. I like that juicy fruit. I'm just kidding.
Juicy
Remember juicy fruit though? That was that yellow one.
I do have a juicy fruit, man.
Nah, I like Trident. Remember they had like a orange or a citrus one? That one was good.
Man, remember Tic Tacs?
No, I still eat Tic Tacs. Like,
yeah, Tic Tacs are good.
You know the crazy thing? I don't think, I would have to check too, but I don't think it actually makes your breath smell good. Because I feel like you take it and then you make more saliva, and I think the saliva is what kind of smells.
Yeah, that's true actually. So
I feel like sometimes even with bad breath too, like if I don't eat for a while or if I'm like dehydrated, I feel like my breath smells bad too. So I feel like if I get food in me, it smells a little bit better. But I definitely agree though. Like bad breath is, that's the worst, dude. Bad breath and BO. Oh God.
God, dude.
Hey, but if you have persistent bad breath and BO, you might have a medical condition. So please see your doctor.
Oh, good to
AKA
know.
me.
Get some spray degree.
or just take a shower, guys.
Or just take a shower, please. All right, boys, that's been episode 6 of the Backrow Boys podcast. As always, it's been a pleasure. Please continue to follow us on Instagram at Backrow_boys, on TikTok, on Spotify, on Apple Music. Give us all the likes, give us all the follows. Mavs down 3-1. We're about to win in 7. But as always, God bless you. God bless America. And it's always a good day to talk to some friends. Peace.